Okay, so we're now 2 episodes into She-Hulk Attorney at Law, and apparently it is getting review bombed the worst out of all the Disney Plus shows because people, specifically men, can't seem to handle this show for some reason. Because something about their fragile ego is saying, oh, woman Hulk, bad. We want man Hulk. Man Hulk, good. Woman Hulk, bad. I don't get it. Welcome to my safe haven. Thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. But if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, thank you so much for showing your interest. Let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I am the Black Gay Comic Geek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four, which if you like that phrase, blood, sex, gore, and magic, I am selling merch. I do have shirts that you can click the link in the description box below, Teespring. I also have a shirt that says, welcome to my safe haven. I have my Black Gay Comic Geek logo. And if you're coming across this video, do me a favor because it'll really help with the watch time and the algorithm. First of all, hopefully you watch the entire video. But watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm, which I also have on a shirt as well for the all gay rhythm if you're interested. But yeah, guys, we are here to talk about She-Hulk Attorney at Law, non-spoilers. 2 episodes in, it's already turning out to be probably my favorite show on Disney Plus right now. Again, like I mentioned, it's going to be a non-spoiler review. Frankie, Ron, and I will be getting together to do a spoiler review for the first 2 episodes. It's not going to be live. It's going to be pre-recorded. So that's either going to get uploaded tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. I'm not sure yet because it depends on when. I think we're supposed to record tomorrow, but I'm not 100%. But, because, yeah, I think Ron might have to work tomorrow, but not sure. So we might record on Saturday, so then it's going to get uploaded on Saturday. But I don't know what's happening, but hit that bell notification button so you're alerted when the video goes up, or we might end up going live, depending on what happens. I don't know. And this episode is called Superhuman Law, and the synopsis is, Jen is hired at a prestigious law firm, but must practice as She-Hulk as she is given a complicated client. And so this episode takes place like a day or two after episode 1, where she was revealed to the world as the newest superhero, the She-Hulk, or now that she's been coined by the media. And the thing that I really like about this show, and they're keeping true to their word, is even though this show is called She-Hulk Attorney at Law, like that's literally what this show is She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Even though she is a superhero, quote unquote, in the comics, like she was in the Fantastic Four, she's an Avenger. Like, this show isn't about that. It is about her being a lawyer. That's why it's called She-Hulk Attorney at Law. And so with that, you're seeing Jen dealing with her day-to-day as not just the superhero, because she's not really a superhero in this show, but as a lawyer that has to be in Hulk form, and how that affects her mental state and her social life, her friends, her family, etc. And again, this is my first time ever seeing Tatiana Maslany in anything, but she's continuing to kill it in this role. She's continuing to kill it as Jennifer Walters. Like, it makes me kind of want to go back and watch, what is that show that she's in, Orphan Black, that everybody talks about, where she plays all the multiple different characters, because I'm becoming a fan of her and just her as Jennifer Walters. And I do kind of feel like out of all the shows, this is the one that's connecting to the greater MCU the most. Not even just with Bruce Banner, Hulk being in the show. Like, you have, and it's not a spoiler because they showed this in the trailers, but you have her defending Emil Blonsky, Abomination, in this show. That's the complicated client that they were referring to in the synopsis. And of course, the last we saw him was in Shang-Chi, fighting in the pit. And we know more than likely Abomination is going to be a leading member of the Thunderbolts movie that was just announced by Marvel. There's some Eternals Easter eggs that they drop in this episode, and there might be an X-Men reference in this episode as well, which, you know, non-spoiler. I mean, it's not really, it doesn't really affect the plot. So I guess I'll say, because, yeah, it doesn't affect the plot. So I'll say it. So basically, there's like a news article or whatever, where it says, man with claws gets in a bar fight. Who else would that be in the Marvel universe? That's gotta be Wolverine, right? And they also reference the statue of Tiamat in the Indian Ocean in Eternals. But again, this isn't a spoiler because they talked about it in like press releases and stuff, but we also know Wong is going to eventually show up in this show, Sorcerer Supreme. We know Daredevil, Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock is going to show up in the show, and supposedly there might be more cameos showing up, which kind of makes sense. If she's a superhuman lawyer, it would make sense for her to represent other superhumans within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is something I wanted for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I wanted the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show to also be chock full of cameos, kind of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comic book, where you saw them working with Invisible Woman Sue Storm because it turned out she was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. You saw Scarlet Witch show up, you saw Wiccan show up. Like, so many characters within the Marvel Pantheon showed up in that comic because the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're supposed to be protectors of the Earth, and they have a close relationship with the superhero community. That's what I want. Like, the cameos is what I wanted for that show. So hopefully that's what we get in this show as well, because she is a superhuman lawyer. And while the CGI for Jennifer Walters in her She-Hulk form doesn't give me like Thanos vibes, like it's not as good as Thanos, it's definitely getting better for me, and I'm really liking her in her She-Hulk persona a little bit more as we get each episode, because you know, the VFX, I'm pretty sure the VFX team is probably still working on it week to week. Probably. I don't know. I could be making that up. And it's also funny, speaking of another Easter egg, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find the screenshot of it to put it on here, or I might just take a picture of it from my phone when I rewatch the show and put it on here in the edit. But going back to what we were talking about last week when Jennifer Walters was obsessed with whether Captain America is a virgin, she also has America's ass as her lock screen on her phone. And I'm like, a woman after my own heart. Because me personally, I have a couple of Captain America Steve Rogers smut art that I bought at the world's largest LGBTQ Comic-Con, FlameCon, which I just went to this weekend, and I went to the other years that I went. So I got like Bucky and Steve smut art. I have like Captain America Steve Rogers and Nothing But a Jock. So I'm all about America's ass. And if you haven't seen my video talking more about the origins of Steve Rogers' virginity, click that up here. But yeah, with that said, I have a lot more to say, but obviously I don't want to talk about it because it's spoiler territory. But so far, like I said, I am really enjoying She-Hulk, and I feel like they're really capturing like the vibe that they had with her in the comics. Of course, she's breaking the fourth wall, just like she's always done in the comics, and if people don't know, she's done that long before this guy right here. Like, she was the first one to do it in Marvel. And also based in this episode, because I didn't know if Mark Ruffalo might have been done and he wanted to retire from playing Bruce Banner the Hulk. But based on what happens on this episode, it seems like his story might not be done. And there's definitely more that they're going to tell with Bruce Banner the Hulk. Especially since I think I read an article. I don't know how true this is, because right now Universal Studios owns the rights to the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. That's why out of all the main Avengers, he wasn't able to get, as Mark Ruffalo, he wasn't able to get his own solo movie. So if you guys remember the 2008 movie that starred Edward Norton, which actually they do have a cute little reference to that as well. But that Edward Norton movie, that was owned and distributed by Universal. So Universal ended up owning all of the rights and profit that movie made. However, because I guess the way the rights are distributed, Marvel is allowed to use the Hulk on a team, but they're not allowed to do a solo movie with the Hulk. But I read in an article that I believe those rights will lapse back to Disney and Marvel next year in 2023. So perhaps because of that, Disney Marvel is now planning to perhaps do more with the Incredible Hulk, now that they will officially have the rights back to really all of their characters except for the Spider-Man characters, because that's still owned by Sony. And Sony's never letting that go, because that's their most profitable franchise. Spider-Man Far From Home was the first time in Sony history that they ever had $1 billion movie. That's why they keep trying to make all these Spider-Man movies. Remember the Aunt May movie that they were trying to do way back when? But anyway, like I said, I have more to say, but we'll get more into it in the spoiler territory. So again, hit the bell notification button. Be on the lookout for that. Also, if you can, hit the like button. It'll help with the YouTube algorithm and getting this video out there and my channel and continuing to grow. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to hit and surpass 6,000 subscribers. I'm already over 6,000 subscribers now, which is crazy since I just hit it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, so far, I really, really enjoy these first 2 episodes of She-Hulk. I think I like episode 2 more than I like episode 1. But with that said, guys, do me a favor, Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. Like I said, watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the algorithm. Hopefully you made it to the end of this video. And with that, Hulk smash. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.